Surprisingly enough, with a 7.6 earthquake, there is no tsunami. Let me show you a little more here. I'm on the RSOEEDIS site, and look at these. Look at the timing. Pacific Ocean West. This tells you where it's at. This will give an update over here. I was also looking at these 6.1s in Tonga. I was looking at those. I'll show you on the map. This is where the 6.1 occurred. New Zealand, Australia. Okay. Alright, so we're going to go to the 7-pointers. Let's look it up on a map. Alright, so you see Australia, and then New Zealand's down here. Let's look at population. Oops, I don't know what that means. Something's screwing up on here. Okay. Okay, so here I am on IntelliCast. Now, this is kind of weird because I have to look at it this way. This is where the 6.1 was. And then I have to go all the way over this way to have this show up. Look at this. Multitude of earthquakes. And red means that they all occurred within the last 6 hours. And this is a 7.2. And these are islands over here, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. This is an island and an island. That's pretty massive. And there's a lot of volcanic activity that happens here. We also have this happening over here. This tropical storm, excuse me. And then we have these other little earthquakes, littler than that one, that occurred just recently also. I was looking, because I have kind of a big storm that is coming through my area, but it right at the moment doesn't look very dangerous. This is it right here. But there's been flooding up here really bad, so they don't need any more rain. Look at this radar right here. Just cuts off right there. That looks funny, doesn't it? Oh, and look at this one. This one that forms a rectangle side. That's weird, don't you think? Let's make it move and see what happens. Sometimes it doesn't show up very good. Just a little piece of it. Yeah, that's crappy. I apologize about that. I didn't do that ahead of time. Look at that, where it's got that band. You can see the outer ridge of the radar, I guess, is what we're looking at there. But what happened to the square over here? Okay, this is stop and see. Oh, no, it's not showing up. Okay. Okay, so this feels to me like something is going on, and I just saw on here, there's a lot of larger earthquakes right now in here. Let's go to the map. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me get up there. They just showed on here that there was a earthquake in Oklahoma, but I don't see it on here. Maybe that's it. I'm going to pause it for a minute. Okay, well, I found the earthquake in Oklahoma, 4.0 here. This is it right here showing up. USGS site. So you can see a lot of these over here. That ultimately will create more, is the way it usually goes. It's kind of like if somebody bounces on the bed, if other people are sitting on the bed, they're going to feel it too. It's a pretty simple version, but I'm going to end this real quickly, just make a short one. But I want you to notice this is drought in Tennessee, okay? And up here, they have had flooding so bad, like in the last couple of days, that bridges are washed out, roads are washed out, people have been evacuated. And right here, they have a drought. That's insane to me. I encourage you to look at the site. The link is below, RSOE. It's amazingly interesting. There's a lot of stuff on it. This is a very big deal about what's happening in Syria. I'm just going to click on that also for a minute. You go up here under the description. United Nations warned Tuesday that more than 2 million people in the Syrian city of Aleppo have no access to running water or electricity. Called for a halt to the fighting to repair the damaged infrastructure and to deliver humanitarian aid. This is a big deal, and this is so old. This fighting is really ridiculous. So, you can find out a lot of that information on here just by clicking the details. And then, like, say here, this is near where I live, what I was talking about, flooding in Wisconsin. So then here, a state of emergency after heavy rains flood part of the areas. So, you can read a lot about if you're interested in any of these situations. I'll go back to the map here. Some of it is, I always find it odd when they put a vehicle accident on here, but sometimes those are really bad vehicle accidents. And this in Macedonia was that ridiculous flood that happened. And things like this, like an explosion in the USA. Um, and then they have these long time events. This was only a day ago. I haven't looked at this one. Let's look at it together before I leave. Climate change. Conservation activists in Russia have documented a dramatic state of erosion along the coast of a remote Arctic island that is home to polar bears, walruses, and other wildlife. The coastline of VZ Island retreated more than 240 feet in just 7 years, faster than any other area of coastal erosion in the Russian Arctic. This is a very big deal. The rapid erosion has left old Soviet-era weather research station, which sat for more than half a century at a safe distance from the water's edge, hanging over a steep cliff. Around half a dozen staffers live in a 2011 addition to the station that sits farther back. Are there more people, though, that live there? But this is saying something that's a very big deal, because there are animals that live there, animals that are very fabulous. So let's look at a map of that area. Oh, down we go. Oh, that's interesting. I was looking at this just the other day because I thought that looked like such a bizarre island. So here's Greenland, here's Russia, Finland is here. This is where they're talking about the climate change happening here. The population it has a few people living there, apparently. This color matches 0 to 1. But I don't think that's really the point, actually. It's more that these changes are happening. Oh, this isn't working. The population thing isn't working. Illegal blog. Okay, so let's go back to this island for a minute. And let's see if we can get any pictures of what it looks like. No. That's my other favorite little thing about this little guy is you can move him over and sometimes you can see things in different spots. This actually all looks like it's just computer generated. Okay, so let's see how close we can get. Oh, not very close. Oh, oh, we can. There's a boat there. Look at that. There's a boat and explorers and what does it say about it? Moby Dick is the name of it. They look like they're stuck right in the ice, don't they? Now, I cannot read this writing, but I'm sure somebody can, right? And then you can find out what it's saying that it is. And what does that look like? Is that something atomic? And look at this. Look at all the stuff on here. What are they doing? It looks like they're doing their laundry. I wonder what that means. Uh, I mean, I can't get in close where we can actually see much of what they're doing. But that's kind of cool, right? So I spend a lot of time goofing around with the map doing that because I've seen some amazing pictures and people and sites all around the world. And then you just click on this arrow and you go back to where you were. Oh, let's do it one more time just for the heck of it. Oh, no. Oh, it's the Moby Dick again. A different one? Oh, what? Same thing. So I'm not sure if this is a guy or a girl. So I don't really want to be sexist. You know. Oh, and here we go. Some more research on this island. Researchers. Wow, look at that. Is that possibly a building? Some kind of structure, living structure? That's kind of what it looks like to me. So this is called Holly Doe. Okay, so I'm looking one more time at this 38 minutes ago from the time that I have right now. Gilmanton, Wisconsin, USA, flash flood. Description. Elk Creek was a raging torrent on Thursday morning. And here's a story about it. I want to see pictures. So this is WEAU 13 News. I'm going to have the link right below. This talks about flooding. It's got videos here that you can watch and some pictures. That looks pretty bad. No more pictures. So here's a picture of a road washed away in Wisconsin. There's a road. It's being washed away. And the link for this will also be below. This is in Wisconsin too. This information will also be on the last link. These measurements are all in Wisconsin and this one is in Minnesota. I am grateful for you and I am here at your service. Bye-bye now.